It's time for this week's episode of Brandon's Sports Talk, featuring in-depth interviews from those who are trending in the world of athletics. And now, here's the host of Brandon's Sports Talk, Brandon Pate.
Welcome back to Brandon's Sports Talk. In today's episode, I have the privilege to interview Kate Normun, who is the co-host of The Rookie Contract, along with she works in the sports industry. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you doing, Brandon?
I'm doing good. Can you talk about how you knew that you wanted to work in the sports industry?
Yes. So I guess it comes from, like my family was a big inspiration, I guess you could say, for wanting to go into sports. Played soccer all throughout my life, and anytime I would see my grandparents, there was always ESPN on. Specifically, my grandfather, he would always instill in me like wanting to watch sports, and that was like always like a great pastime, and I always knew I wasn't going to be a professional athlete. I always joke that, oh, maybe I could have, but no. I think reporting just always is at the back of my head, and I enjoy the storytelling aspect of sports and everything that brings. So I just realized, hey, this is where I'm meant to be. And ever since I guess, been down that path, like I realize, hey, I enjoy this sort of work ethic and wanting to be in this area. Like that's really like the end goal of like, hey, I want to be here, and this is how like I keep getting further and further into this sort of path.
I know that you're in your rookie year and stuff. What were some of your stops along your way?
Okay. Had to think about that one a little bit. So I guess taking you back to my high school days, I was in Vancouver, Canada, as American. Yeah, I'm an American. That's weird to say. But yeah, I lived there, and I did some volunteer work with the Special Olympics of British Columbia, and that's where I got my first like foot in the door with the sports industry. I did a lot of like video work and interviews and stuff, and that's where I was like, hey, this is like super amazing. Like I love the potential that this thing has. Like honestly, like to be honest, I didn't know how to really conduct an interview like back then. Now looking back, I think it was a great experience to be able to start like in such a small caliber and then work my way up to what I'm doing now with the podcast and like working for my school's newspaper and just various other avenues that I've gone from the volunteer work that I've done. And it's just kind of like shown from working with the Special Olympics to what I'm doing now with Georgia State and also sports as a job. And there's just so many different things that I've done that have just been great for me to use all these skills and, just see everything that I've done has helped me in one way or another, like with either writing, speaking coherently, just being able to understand what I'm saying rather than just like, oh, here's what I want to do. Like, just give me something. Like, I want to do something where it's actually meaningful. So I'm just not. So I'm doing something where I enjoy doing, and I enjoy like asking for help of if I'm not doing something correctly, like, hey, like help me out. And yeah, it's good to have people in your corner that just give you some attention that you're most definitely like needing.
How did you know that you wanted to be the co-host of the Rookie Contract?
Oh, that's a good question. Okay, so I guess this comes from, I'm trying to think like when it all like happened. I think it was sometime in the summer. Dakota like messages me. He was like, I think I want to start a podcast. And I was like, what? That's cool. And he's like, yeah, I want you to run it with me. And I was like, what? That's so cool. He's like, yeah, you got that energy. I think we can really turn it into something. I was like, all right, like, what do you think? And he's like, I think we could like make it on the basis of like talking to people who are just starting out in the field and trying to give people like more hope of like, hey, this is how we can do this. And especially for us, since he had just graduated and he's still kind of like unsure, and like I'm like almost graduating, like no one absolutely knows like what the future holds. So this is like a good way to just kind of like support each other in this ever-changing industry of like, hey, we're all here for each other, like just gotta be there to support one another.
Can you talk about, of course, your time working with sports as a job and Kobe as a sports writer?
Yeah, of course. So sports as a job, that one kind of happened back in into April-ish. I was just on LinkedIn. I get this message from Colby. It's just basically saying like, hey, like I'm starting this new website. And he was like, I think you'd be a great asset to the program. I was like, what is this? I don't know what it is. And so he was basically like, hey, give me a call. Like I just got run through like what my goals are for this project. And I was like, okay, like I can help out. So he said, yeah, start talking to people in the industry and just like write like an article about them and like what they do. And I was like, okay, like that's really cool. He's like, yeah, just be yourself, and the rest will just kind of happen. So from there, like that's really like how like that sports job like kind of took off for me. And like I just got like super excited, like wanting to engage with other people in the industry and just kind of having that energy surrounding me and like other people. Like it was infectious in a way. Like I honestly, like I've enjoyed having that ability to write with them, and then that's kind of opened more opportunities for me, and like being more confident in my skills and everything in between just kind of erupted from sports as a job, I would say.
That's so amazing. What was your time like in your roles as the president of the sorority of professional sports as a journalist?
Oh, Society of Professional Journalists. Oh yeah. Um, oh wow. So I did that during I did that during the COVID year. So that was kind of difficult. Well, it was, so the first half it was really good. I was doing a lot of like promoting within my school, Kennesaw State, where I would basically just like make flyers for like different events going on with different journalists. Aside from like the sports area, this is just like strictly like journalism and getting like reporters to campus and getting people more involved with SPJ overall. I think it's a great opportunity for people in the journalism industry just to have more connections through that. And like that's been super amazing to kind of have that in. I was the president when COVID hit, and that was like super difficult because I had to like set up like webinars and stuff, and that was like super new for me because like I honestly didn't know how to do the Zooms and everything, but now I feel like I'm a semi-pro. So yeah, come at me, guys.
Can you talk about, of course, what you accomplished at Kennesaw State as a sports writer?
Yeah, so I basically started as a sports writer for the student newspaper. It's called the Sentinel. And yeah, no, I basically started my freshman year just writing for their paper. I would do just any game that they would allow me to do. So I've done basketball, I've done softball, I've done soccer, and yeah, that's about. I think that's about it. Yeah, there might have been some other ones that I've done, but yeah, that was like really eye opening for me to just go to the games and be able to interview the coaches and the players afterwards and like do my own stats. Sometimes if I'm feeling privy to that. I also have done a lot of football, high school football writing on deadline and stuff. Like during the football games, I would write for the Marietta Daily Journal. That was really exciting. That was my first year doing it this last fall. So I had to like learn how to do my own stats, and that was like very intense. That was really really fun, great experience. Like I was saying, like everything that I've done has been a good like stepping stone to each thing. So yeah, I'm very blessed to just learn skills constantly because you know what are we if we're not learning, you know?
How has whenever you were with sports as a job writing and now as a sports reporter writing articles, how has that helped you whenever you're at games?
It's a good question. So basically I think it's helped me in just like understanding more of like the human connection rather than just the the numbers of it all because I don't know, I think it's good when you put more of the personal connection into whatever you write. Makes it honestly more of like it makes it more exciting to the eyes, to the mind, to everything in between. Yeah, so that's honestly what I try to do is just make everything more meaningful with just trying to think outside of the box when it comes to my writing and try to do things a little different. Yeah, it's not always easy, but you know, I'm the type of person that when I have a deadline, I will literally work right up until the deadline because we're crazy. That's how we do. We live on the edge out here.
Can you talk about, of course, what was it like to get the job at Georgia State University as the video production intern?
Yeah, of course. So basically, I emailed I emailed their internship uh, person. Her name is Amy, and I was just like, "Yo, I need I need help. I need experience. Can I help out?" Like, really, I just was just saying like, "Hey, like if you like let me get some reps in, I need some broadcast work." And she's like, "Yeah, yeah, definitely come on down and we'll get you set up." And I was like, "Really?" And she's like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah. You seem like you have a lot of aspirations, and I think like I want to see this. I want to help you." And I was like, "Okay, yeah, let's do it." And so yeah, that's really how it happened. I know it's kind of funny. It's just like, wow, just kind of bombard people with emails. No, I'm honestly the worst with emails, but it's like if you have like a motive, I guess, to actually want to do something and people actually see you wanting to actually succeed, they'll see you trying and they'll want to help out in any way that they can. So just I guess the moral of the story is just be a good person and usually it'll sometimes work out in your favor. So I've been blessed to be helping out with Georgia State and producing these weekly little segment videos. And of course it's called What's Poppin' Wednesday. Like that's like my lingo. So yeah, we just kind of make it fun little videos to keep you caught up with the different sports games going on that week, and just to give a little rundown of everything else. And I think it's kind of a fun vibe from take away from like all the losses and stuff. It's like, yeah, let's pinpoint all the wins and all the good things that have happened, aside from like all the negative things that are going on.
Can you talk about, of course, what it was like and the feeling of sports broadcasting it? Because I have seen the What is Popping.
Heck yeah. What were you asking again?
What is the feeling like whenever you are a sports broadcaster for Georgia State?
Oh my gosh, it's honestly really, really great. Like it's hard to explain like the feeling entirely, but I don't know, it's like an amazing energy that I just realized like, hey, like this is like where I'm supposed to be. Like I just like erupt with like so many like amazing vibes. I'm like, you know what, this is it. Like we just let it roll, but it's just like, okay, this is it, guys. We're just doing it. We're having fun. And I feel like that's just like what you have to do. You just gotta have fun with it. If you're overthinking it, like, come on, you just gotta take a step back and just relax. If you're not relaxing, like, what are you doing? You just gotta enjoy yourself, and can't overthink the moment, because once you do, then the moment's gone, and it's just whatever. So yeah, like whenever I'm filming those fun little segments, I'm trying not to overthink everything that I do. It's honestly been super exciting to be able to film those, and not only teach myself more of like the broadcasting aspect, but more of how to like address people and how to speak more confidently on camera. And that's like something that I'm constantly trying to learn. And honestly, it's been a blessing to learn that skill.
How has, of course, being a sports broadcaster for Georgia State
Mhm.
helped you with the rookie contract and vice versa?
Yeah, that's a good one. Well, I guess it has helped me in just overall engaging with our guests, engaging with people on a more like personal level. Um, yeah, I just enjoy having that one-on-one connection with someone, and being able to just drop into anything more, I guess, easier than before. Because I don't know, I probably come off as a little stiff sometimes, especially if I'm like in a new environment. I'm like, okay, a little weirded out, as anyone does. I kind of have to teach myself to be more extroverted at times, because sometimes I can come off a little introverted, and it kind of like plays with me sometimes, and my head is just like overwhelmed with so many different things. It's just like, oh my god, did they see that? Like, are they judging me? It's like sometimes you just gotta knock out the hate in your head, and you're just like, okay, don't overthink things, and you just gotta go, and just gotta go with a clear eyes, full hearts, and you'll win.
What are some of your future plans as a sports reporter?
Future plans, that's a good question. So my goals are, I want to do something in the sports field. Broadcasting would be amazing. Reporting anything in that field. I was honestly looking in media relations. That seems super exciting, because I enjoy engaging with people and just having like that sort of connection that, most companies and stuff like strive to just, have people in those roles that understand how to actually speak with people, rather than just making them like a number and all this other stuff. So it's good to sort of have different sort of goals in mind rather than just one. So I'm trying to keep my options open as much as I can and learn as many skills that I can. So maybe hopefully those goals can more or less change to the environment that I'm choosing to be in.
That's wonderful. Who are some of the notable people that you have interviewed on the rookie contract since
Ooh.
our last interview?
Now I'm trying to think. It's wow, I feel like we've really hit a lot of people. But one of my top guests definitely has to be Jenny Fisher. I don't know, she just had like an amazing message of keep showing up, and that, I don't know, that's like really stuck with me, to just be present, wherever you're at. And she's doing amazing work with the NBA and the G League. And I don't know, I see people like that and I'm just like, wow, anything is possible. You just gotta go out there and you gotta make it happen. So that's really like the goal, is just making whatever you want come to fruition. And so that's what I'm trying to do.
Who are some of the future people that you plan on having or that have come on that haven't come out yet on the rookie contract?
That's really good. That's really good. Well, I'm not sure yet. We have a few that we're like really looking at, but I'm not sure. I don't really want to give out like too much information. I feel like I'm a TV show right now. Yeah, like spoiler. Yeah, no. I will let you know as soon as we like get word of like who is available and everything. So it's still like, up for grabs at the moment. We recently started a Google form document so that we can keep track of who we have signing up, and so that way it's just all consistent, and then we're not like all running around with our heads cut off, like who's next, when do they want to do it. And like this way it maps it all out, like when and where and all this other stuff. So once we get everything figured out, then we'll definitely get rolling with some more amazing interviews. We recently started a TikTok also. That's pretty fun.
What are some of your future plans whenever it comes to making it bigger for the rookie contract?
Ooh. That is a great question. I'm not entirely sure, but I definitely think me and Dakota we were definitely thinking with the Sports as a Job crew of definitely sponsoring, getting some sort of sponsorship for everyone in the Sports as a Job like family, so that we all can get something out of it. Whether it's like a brand or whatever it may be, just so that people that are listening in, like there's more for them, I guess. Yeah, so that's definitely one of, I guess, the goals that we're trying to do. So maybe later down the line we'll see what happens. Honestly, we're not in it for the money. That's not our goal. Our goal is to help other people and definitely help ourselves in the process. So this is just a podcast for each other in the sports industry, because we're all out here and we're trying to make it through. So yeah, that's honestly the goal right here.
I know the last time we talked, you said the social medias that you have for the rookie contract. Are there any ones that you have added on? Like, are y'all on YouTube?
We haven't gotten on YouTube yet. I think possibly in the future. We're still trying to talk about that some more. We did recently make a TikTok. We have like 3 videos now, so yeah, check us out. We're on TikTok. Still trying to understand the TikTok vibes. It's definitely really different. and you got to know the algorithms really well to be able to get anywhere. But one day we're gonna pop off, and you heard it here first.
That's so amazing. What is something that you learned now that you didn't know before working in sports?
Okay, so one thing I would probably say is how close knit the whole sports industry is. Like, I honestly, when I was growing up, I didn't think it was this. I didn't think it was this small compared to every other industry, because when I was growing up, you see like all these people, especially on like NBA on TNT, you see the sports reporters everywhere. Like, it's gigantic. But then when you talk to one person and then they know another person, then they can lead you somewhere else. So it's like, oh, something that used to be so gigantic and scary is now rather small. So that's something that I kind of take pride in, is just like everyone knows someone who can lead you to where you want to go. So it's just like maintaining those relationships is huge.
What advice would you give upcoming female people looking to get into the industry of sports?
I would definitely say just to be patient. That's honestly one of the key things that I've learned is just to be patient when everything is just, you feel like it's not going your way, and you think everyone else is doing things that you should be doing. Well, have no fear, it'll happen for you, just not then. It'll happen. Just try not to get overwhelmed to the point of like quitting, because once you quit, then your mojo is gone. You got to fight it. You got to fight that mojo, and you got to get it, because if you don't figure out like where you want to go within the sports industry, then like you're gonna see all those people, you're gonna wish you were there. I mean, I've been there. I'm always like thinking of like the next path, but it's like you got to think in a real world scenario. It's like, hey, I can get there. Like, you can make this happen. Everyone's whole path is different. So it's just being able to figure out how to get there with these steps that are more concrete and not as scary, and in a real sort of sense of like, hey, I can do this if I do this, and just like basically start out with like talking to people in the industry that you want to go into. Say like, how did you start? Like, it's just like simple things like that can like really ripple and start like a whole thing of, hey, we're all here for each other. And then once they see that you're actually making an effort, then there'll be more people wanting to have your back, and it's just an awesome feeling knowing that, hey, you're helping someone.
That's wonderful advice. Where can my listeners find you at on social media, along with, of course, your podcast at?
Yes, so basically like every social media, it's just my name and my last name, my first name and my last name. It's Kate Normun on Twitter, on Instagram, and and then you can follow the Rookie Contract on Twitter, on Instagram, TikTok. Yeah, I'm sure if you just put Rookie Contract into the search bar, it'll pop up. Now you can just find me on Twitter, and then it'll usually be on there. So yeah, it's fairly simple to locate.
Thank you again, Kate, for your interview, and best of luck in your future, wherever it may hold you in the sports industry.
Appreciate it, Brandon. Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. You can find Brandon Sports Talk on Facebook at Brandon Sports Talk, Instagram at Brandon Sports Talk, Twitter at Talk_Brandon, and you can find me on YouTube at Brandon Sports Talk. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you again, Kate, for your interview, and best of luck.
You've been watching Brandon Sports Talk, Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe to Brandon's Sports Talk on social media and on YouTube.